Hello, everybody. My name is Ken Clark. I'm the editor of Hardware and Building Supply Dealer at HBSDealer.com. And this is our one-on-one video interview. And with us is Chris Ball from Masonite. We're very happy to have Chris. He's the president of Global Residential, a very big position. Chris, say hello to our viewers, please.
Hello, everybody. Pleasure to be here. And for those that don't know, Global Residential is the part of our business that builds doors for homeowners. So this would be interior doors, exterior doors, not the commercial part of our business, but really the residential or homeowner side.
And I feel compelled to add that to our viewers, many of whom are my Indiana University fraternity brothers, that Chris is the former Interfraternity Council president at Indiana University. So we have that connection.
Indeed, I'm proud Hoosier, born and bred.
First off is just the business in general. Can you speak, Chris, to how are your products selling in this market?
The year has started off in line with what we had forecasted, right? We knew this was going to be a challenging year. But if you look at the new construction side of the market, it's been actually a little bit better than what we had anticipated. If you look at the repair, renovate, remodel side, a little bit worse. But on the whole, it's largely in line. And there's a release that just came out from NAHB where the builder sentiment has been increasing the last 6 months. It just hit 55. So the first time we've had builder sentiment over 50 since July of last year. So really we're in a good spot, I'd say, and on par with what we were expecting as we forecasted this year.
You keep careful track of new construction sales versus existing home sales, and how is that ratio changing?
So the remodel side of the industry has had a little bit of an increase over the past couple of years. So repair, renovate, remodel in Masonite's business is a little bit more than the majority. We're about 55% on what we call that triple R business, with the balance being new construction. And one of the trends that we have seen over the last couple of years on repair remodel is people are using their homes differently, right? It's just a different market for how people like to actually change spaces in ways they didn't need to before. And one of my favorite examples, we make a barn door kit that in an hour allows you to add a barn door to any space. So a dining room is a good example of a space where you can use it for dinners, but when you have kids having to do remote work from home or you're working from home, it allows you to change that space out. So those would be some of those products that are out there and available as we've seen this triple R side of the business or repair remodel grow over the last few years.
And speaking of the way people use their homes differently, we noticed in Las Vegas at the Builder Show, you guys were recognized for some technological innovation with one of your doors, with some built-in what would you call it, security features that are wired to your home's electrical system as opposed to battery operated. A big advance in door technology. Can you talk about how your product is changing?
Significant changes are coming on the product side. So we have a strategy called the Doors That Do More strategy, and there are 3 pillars to it. The first is about driving reliable supply, making sure we're a reliable supplier in the market. The second is around winning the sale, partnering with our customers on the down channel execution. And the third is around product leadership, which is what you highlighted. And the door that you just mentioned, Ken, is our new Empower Smart Door, which is the first of its kind, first in the world product that incorporates a video doorbell, a smart lock. It has an integrated lighting system that actually has motion detection, and all of that is backed up with battery backup. So if you live in Minnesota and in January when your battery would run out on your Ring doorbell, this battery backup allows you to not have to change it. And it also is connected to AC power. So this is a great example of how technology is really changing the way that people can use their homes, and it's changing the door space.
And if you're just joining our one-on-one video series, we are talking now with Chris Ball, who's the president of Global Residential for Masonite and the past Interfraternity Council president at Indiana University. Chris, can you talk about how people buy doors? What is the path to purchase? How is that changing? And how is online sales and online marketing factoring into the way people shop and purchase doors?
So to begin, the average homeowner, average person doesn't spend a lot of time thinking about doors, right? I'm an exception, and our team is an exception. We love doors, and that's what we think about every day. but it's not a product that's top of mind. So if you think about shopping, one of the pieces that's changed is the consumer and the homeowner's access to inspiration. There's Pinterest and Houzz and these different places where consumers can see, even on Instagram or TikTok videos. There's all kinds of avenues for information and for inspiration to flow to the consumer. So to your question on how the purchase journey has changed, which is what we describe as how consumers can purchase, there's a lot more information and access to inspiration, which is one of the places where, as I talk about our Doors That Do More strategy, in particular around product leadership, us getting those stories around how we solve life and living needs into those places of inspiration. And then also at the store level, with that additional pillar of our strategy around win the sale, how do we make sure that we're able to help our channel partners get that story to life and allow consumers to figure out how we can help solve their needs?
Also, Chris, can you talk about showrooms and how important those are in the entire ecosystem of door sales? A lot of our readers, a lot of our viewers operate really high elite level, upscale
Absolutely.
showrooms. How are those changing? And what would you say some of the best showrooms are doing to boost sales?
There's really no substitute for touching and feeling a product. Maybe someday VR is going to come along, but as we sit here today, there's no substitute for somebody getting a chance to come in, see the product, talk to a knowledgeable sales associate, and be able to answer questions. We work in an industry that can be very complicated and complex, especially for people who don't very often remodel their homes and aren't always in the new home construction process. So one of our jobs as an industry is to make sure we create the right experiences to bring to life, again, those life and living needs and those solutions that we've put in place. And one of the best practices that we see and we try to help our partners with is to ensure that the digital experience complements very, very seamlessly with the in-store or the showroom experience. And if you take an example of our Masonite performance door system, so we have a door that's 64% better at keeping air and water out of your home. And it's a product that also incorporates the Endura products. Endura is now part of Masonite, and there's features and benefits of the door frame system that they build in. And this is a product that has a lot of complexity on how to install it and how to sell it. But our job as an industry is in the showroom, how do we talk about that 64% better performance? When people get inspired to remodel their door, how do we show them the full suite of different features and offerings and different lights that they can, or different glass options they can put in? So a great showroom not only is wonderful when the homeowner walks in, but it also is integrated in all the messaging and all the different touch points that people can see through this purchase journey.
Well, Chris Ball, president of Global Residential for Masonite, we really appreciate your time today. Thanks so much for sharing your ideas.